with full 100% volume utilization. But when you say less than truckload, what it is? I hope you remember what is LTL. I gave you one example also. One Coca-Cola, another one is Pepsi. So how LTL will follow? Any idea? I'm trying to recollect, what we discussed.
Yeah, it's LTL means nothing but less than truckload, and like the truck doesn't contain the fully equipped.
Hmm.
It will be having a free space.
Instead of free space, I gave this example. One is Coca-Cola, another one is Pepsi. So how it will
Uh,
travel?
yeah, basically I can share it in layman language, is kind of a sharing.
Okay. So basically percentage, you are right. So basically
Percentage.
60 percentage. So what I expected is 60% you
Mhm.
are using Pepsi, 40% you are using Coca-Cola. That is the word I wanted. So that is
Okay.
LTL service. So rail service you understand. So whenever you are transport using train, that is rail service, and air service also and ocean service Okay. So that is nothing but your service. So basically, and also service sometimes you can define like this. You are starting from a store and you are delivering to a store to store.
Mhm.
So that is nothing but
Okay.
your stock transfers, right? So you are a company, you are not selling to someone else. You are moving from one warehouse to another warehouse or one store to another store. So in that case, it is stock transfer service, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah.
But when you are delivering to customers, okay, for example, you are always starting from warehouse and you are going to a door to door. When I say door to door, it is customer home, right? So in that case, it will be a customer delivery service, CD service, something like that. So the way how you define is nothing but your service. Okay, this you are
Mm.
clear, right? So this is one more screen. So when I say tariff, this is one screen, this is another screen, and this is the third screen. When I say rate, okay, here you should be very careful. There are two terminologies I am going to use. Please watch carefully. One is charge ID, another one is rate ID. Charge ID, rate ID. Both look similar, but I will tell you what is the difference. Rate ID means it is nothing but the number, okay, the rate, actual rate, currency rate. I will say 1500 or 1200 or 450. So this is your rate ID. Basically, it's a number. But when I say charge ID, it is not number. It is the cost calculation mechanism and the methodology. I mean, when I say 1500, how I arrive to the 1500 is for each stop, I will pay you 500 rupees. You are going to deliver 3 stops. So 3 into 500, 1500. So that cost calculation mechanism is having one ID that is called charge ID. So here the charge ID is stop. STOP. Why I call it as stop is because in rate I will put 1500, but in cost calculation I will say per stop 500 rupees. So if you this is today it is 1500 because 3 stops, but tomorrow if you have 30 stops, the amount is going to differ. Tomorrow if it is 10 stops, then 10 into 500 it is 5000 rupees, not 1500 rupees. I hope you understand. So can someone tell me what is rate ID and what is charge ID, please? You can take some other charge ID example also. See, it's not necessary always per stop based, right? It can be fuel based. For example, 1 liter petrol means I will give you this much amount. Or if it is distance based, right? If I travel for you less than 100 kilometers, this is the rate. If I travel more than 100 kilometers, then this is the rate. If I travel more than 200 kilometers, then this is the rate, right? So now you tell me what is your understanding? What is rate ID? What is charge ID?
Okay, so rate ID is nothing but the number, the currency value, and the charge ID is nothing but how the system calculates. Like it will be like per kilometer or fuel based or like stop to stop or might be it's a kind of a
Okay.
slab, I can say, how
Okay.
we have
Okay.
income
Great.
tax.
Okay. So this charge ID, right? Okay, leave the rate ID. Okay, rate ID is only one screen. Okay, that is just only one screen. Leave that part. But when I say charge ID, it will have two screens. Okay, one is called condition, Another one is called option. Okay, there are again two screens. Okay, so when I say condition, it is something called a mandatory charge. When I say option, it is optional charge. I will give you an example. For example, I am saying flat charge. I don't know whether you are going to use my vehicle till the afternoon or even up to evening. I don't care. But if you want my truck, you have to pay me 2000 fixed charge. You use it 1 hour or you use it 8 hours or 10 hours. I don't care. But if you want my vehicle, you have to pay me 2000 rupees. That is called fixed charge or conditional charge or mandatory charge. But what happens? You are going to take my truck to a particular toll gate. So that route is having toll gate. Only when you are going to that route, you will pay the toll gate charge. Correct? That is called optional charge. So the toll gate or lumper fee or accessorial charge or whatever you call, something like an extra charge. For example, you are always using my truck, but today you're going to transport some different goods. So you need some special packaging. Okay, let's say like that. Okay, till date you are actually transporting some heavy vehicles, but now you are going to transport cotton. Let's say like that. So cotton you cannot just like that you can take it, right? You have to have some packaging. So that packaging will be optional charge. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, got it, Prabhakar. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay, great. So basically, rate ID is your number, charge ID is the charge calculation mechanism, and that charge calculation both, I mean, in both condition screen and option screen, you call it as charge ID only. Okay, both the places you call it as charge ID, but still condition is the mandatory charge. Whenever you are going to pick that lane, definitely you will apply that charge, but optional is only whenever it is needed. Okay, and the next screen is lane screen. When I say lane, this is where you will see that zone to zone. You see here zones.
Yeah,
So you now you understand why we need zone, because this zone ID you will configure in tariff under this lane screen. So lane is nothing but origin destination. That's all. So the origin, see, basically very simple. I hope you remember there are four scenarios: single pick, multi drop. That is point to zone. Okay. Multi pick, single drop. That is zone to point, and multi pick, multi drop, zone to zone. Okay. But point to point is not possible in tariff because that is a bad planning. Usually no one will do that. I mean, when I say point to point, it's not a zone. Both origin and destination is a location ID, latitude, longitude. So that is not advised. Usually no one does like that. Because, for example, I'm saying you are putting contract with me, okay? You are putting contract. You are saying Hyderabad, Secunderabad to Brookfield, 5,000 rupees. Okay. Okay, that is one rate, 5,000 rupees. And then you are saying Nagol to, or what else, what are the Banjara Hills to Whitefield is also 5,000. So in this case, manually you need to have two lanes, but the rate is same, isn't it? So I can create an n number of lanes like that, but that is not the advised practice. Usually how you have to do is Hyderabad zone to Bangalore zone, and totally it is 5,000. That's all. That is how it should be. Because anyway you are associating all the locations under the zone ID. I
correct.
hope you are able to follow, right?
Yeah,
Okay, great. So these are the, so how many screens? Tariff is one screen, service is one screen, rate is one screen, and then charge ID, condition option, two screens, and then one lane screen, and then lane constraint. Okay, here I forgot to tell you one thing. I know the rate is 1500. The lane is particularly Hyderabad zone to Bangalore zone. But there should be a connection between this rate and lane. That is called rate code. This rate code is nothing but a dummy text code which will connect a particular rate with a particular lane. But when I say 2500, that is not Hyderabad to Bangalore, that is Warangal to Bangalore. Got it? So that is different. So when I say Warangal to Bangalore, that is 2500. So how TMS will know this rate belongs to this particular lane? That is where this rate code plays a major role. So for example, in the rate screen, lane screen, you will see the both will have the same rate code. For example, usually rate codes will be like this. it will be having the origin destination pair as a rate code. When I say Hyderabad zone to Bangalore zone, that is rate of that 1500 belongs to this lane. But when I say 2500 having all Warangal to all Bangalore, then that is belonging to that particular lane. So rate code will be common for rate screen and lane screen. And this dummy code is logical connection between rate and lane.
Okay.
Okay, I will show you. Okay, once I create a tariff, you will understand. Okay, don't worry. So now lane is also having something